What's up, everybody? I'm going to post my video from Wednesday with all my NFL news and notes, the ROI and all that, return on investment and shit later. I got a lot today. Let's jump right into it. CeeDee Lamb, long reception over 25.5 yards, minus 115 on Ballybet. Tyjae Spears over 20.5 receiving yards, minus 105 on Betano. Tyjae Spears over 3.5 receptions, plus 115 on BetMGM. Christian McCaffrey over 4.5 receptions, minus 115 on PointsBet. Jahmyr Gibbs over 40.5 receiving yards, minus 108 on Betano. Kobe Parkinson over 29.5 receiving yards, minus 112 on Bet105. Kobe Parkinson over 3.5 receptions, plus 116 at DraftKings. Chris Olave over 4.5 receptions, minus 150 on BetMGM. Devin Neal over 54.5 rushing yards, minus 112 on FanDuel. Pat Bryant over 34.5 receiving yards, minus 115 on 3ET. Cameron Dicker over 1.5 field goals, minus 135 on Ballybet. I might play his kicking points as well. Patrick Mahomes over 20.5 rushing yards, minus 115 on PointsBet. Zonovan Knight over 12.5 receiving yards, minus 112 on FanDuel. Kyami Fairbairn over 1.5 field goals, minus 180 on the score bet. Xavier Hutchinson over 10.5 receiving yards, minus 125 on PointsBet. Xavier Hutchinson over 1.5 receptions, plus 122 on Profit X. Woody Marks over 19.5 rush attempts, minus 110 on Profit X. Harold Fannin over, or long reception, over 17.5 yards, minus 115 on Ballybet. Kyle Monongai over 12.5 rush attempts, minus 118 on Betano. Dalton Kincaid over 3.5 receptions, minus 105 on ESPN Bet. Demario Douglas, long reception over 10.5 yards, minus 115 on Ballybet. Ashton Genty over 3.5 receptions, plus 104 on Profit X. Noah Fant over 10.5 receiving yards, minus 110 on Fanatics. Kaimani Vidal over 7.5 rush attempts, minus 133 on Betano. Keon Coleman over 1.5 receptions, plus 105 on ESPN Bet. Dawson Knox over 14.5 receiving yards, minus 110 on ESPN Bet. Keon Coleman over 14.5 receiving yards. I found this over 13.5, minus 112 on FanDuel. Demario Douglas over 1.5 receptions, plus 130 on ESPN Bet. Cavante Turpin over 8.5 receiving yards, minus 132 on Proline. Jake Ferguson over 4.5 receptions, minus 105 on Betano. And I'm on the Chargers plus 5, Detroit plus 6.5, and Denver money line.